Today's show is pre-recorded.
Y'all know what time it is. Y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. Hat on, suit on, looking like the Dapper Dawn, giving them all dressed like $1,000,000, diamond things in its cuffs. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey? Oh yeah, listening to me. Put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together. Won't you join in? Yeah. Steve Harvey, get on, y'all. Better give me some eggs while I listen to Steve Harvey. Yeah, won't you join in with me? If you're with me, help me say, you gotta turn it on, yeah. Turn it on. Steve Harvey in the morning, y'all. Steve Harvey got to turn them out. Got to turn them out. Steve Harvey turn them on in the morning, y'all. Come on, Steve. Come on. Do your thing, Big Daddy.
I sure will. Good morning, everybody. You're listening to The Voice. Come on. Dig me now. One and only Steve Harvey. Got a radio show. Well, nothing changes about that. Nothing changes about that. Man, I was just getting ready to come on the air this morning. And I was just thinking, man, I was just having a reflective moment of just how really good God has been to me. Man, let me just say that again, how really good God has been to me. And here's the cold part, in spite of myself. You understand, in spite of all my shortcomings, in spite of all of my flaws, and in spite of all of what anybody has said about me, God, through his grace and mercy, just keeps me anyway. So many of us are exceptional people, but we refuse to just go ahead and be exceptional. We settle for the ordinary. We follow the pack. We try to fit in. Man, oh man, oh man. You know, I've heard my wife say this to my children all the time when she's scolding them or talking to them. She'll be talking to them about leadership. You know, why are you following everybody when God clearly made you to lead? So many of us are born, and so many of you are born to be exceptional people, but we always trying to follow the pack. Why would you try to fit in? Why would you try to be like everybody else? Be ordinary? Why would you follow the pack when God has created you to be exceptional? The key word in exceptional is accept. You ever done this right here? You know, everybody did that except me. Everybody felt that way except me. Everybody said that except me. Everybody wanted that except me. Everybody went over there except me. Everybody jumped in except me. Except me. See, why have you said that in your life if you were not to be exceptional? See, you got to say everybody except me. At one point in your time, I don't know who ain't done it. You know, everybody voted no except me. See, so you're not created to follow the pack. You ain't created to fit in. You ain't created to to be ordinary. You were created to be exceptional. As exceptional as your fingerprint on your finger is, you were created to be exceptional. Why not make this the year that you go head on and be exceptional? Why won't this be the year that you decide in your mind, but just has to be a decision that we make now. We not following the pack no more. We not trying to fit in no more. We ain't settling for ordinary no more. We gonna be exceptional. But you got to go ahead and follow that. You got to get on the exceptional path because that's what you were created for. Why be ordinary? But all of this it has to start with a thought. You got to first think something. Thoughts become things. A man is as he thinketh. That's all you will ever be. So what are your thoughts today? Why not have exceptional thoughts instead of ordinary thoughts? Why not have exceptional thoughts instead of fitting in thoughts? So why you want to be like everybody else? Why you want to be ordinary when you could possibly be extraordinary with a change of your mind, a change of your venue? And you don't have to be any other kind of way just because my mama was this way or my daddy was this way or this the school I went to. This what race I belong to. This my sexual preference. This my my that. Well, how many excuses you need? How many excuses? What's it gonna be this year? That we let another 365 days slip by without improving our condition, our place, our spot, our life, the quality of life we have. We cannot afford to keep letting all these years go by without changing. You're an exceptional person. How many times have you sat up and said, everybody did that except me? I was everybody jumped in except me. I told them, I knew it. Everybody voted for that except me. And now look at us. Man, it seemed like everybody went that way except me. Okay? Do you get it? Do you understand what's being said to you? That old accept me is because couldn't it be because you're an exceptional person? And it's time for you to take control of that. It's time for you to start thinking different. It's time for you to start acting on what you think. It's time for you to start doing something about it. It's time for you to stop taking each and every day that God gives us for granted and letting them go by the wayside like you got plenty more. Well, you may have plenty more, but guess what? What you wasting the ones you got for? I got you young and you feel like you gonna live forever. Okay, cool. But let me ask you something. See, here go the part about suppose you do live. See, everybody worrying about dying, but I got news for you. Suppose you keep on living. You want to keep living in the condition you in now? You want to keep living with the money you got now? You want to keep living with the relationship you got now? You want to keep living by yourself like you are now? You want to keep wanting the right relationship, the right man, the right woman, but you keep getting the wrong one. You want to keep doing that for the rest of your life? Problem ain't dying. The problem is if you keep on living. Who wants to keep on living just the way they are right now? And if you can say, I'm cool with I am just the way I am right now, then cool. This conversation ain't for you. I ain't got no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Greatness ain't for everybody. Being exceptional ain't for everybody. Becoming extraordinary ain't for everybody. Heck, becoming successful ain't for everybody. I got it. And you can come up with a way to justify your non-existence and your ordinary life all you want. And that's fine and dandy. I ain't got no problem with it because some people just gonna be regular. Some people just gonna follow the pack, follow the crowd. Some people just wants to fit in. But if you're not that person, if you want to be extraordinary, if you want to be exceptional, if you want to dare to be great at something, then you got to change your mindset. You got to get with your creator and find out what he created you for. You got to quit thinking of things just in your own thought process. Lean not to your own understanding. I don't know where that is, but it's in there somewhere. See, and once you lean, if you lean to your own understanding, you know what it's going to do? It's going to limit you, man. It's going to limit you. Why not see what God got for you? I would rather know what God got for me than to think of all the things I could, because I can't outthink him. I done tried it before. All right, it's just the beginning. We're going to have a good one, man. Let's go.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Ladies, gentlemen, hustlers, players, social workers, students, my dear inmates that's locked away, soldiers, Marines, Navy, Air Force, first responders, nurses, everybody. We are here. Grateful, and we are here. Today is the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Let it begin. Shirley Strawberry.
Hey, good morning, Steve. How are you?
Sunshine, blue skies. That's how I feel today.
Good.
Carla Farrell.
I wish it would rain. All right. What's up, Steve? What's up, crew? What's happening?
Hey, girl.
Yeah, that's why I just stopped at Sunshine, blue skies.
Well, you know, it's Temptations, you know.
Yeah, I don't want to do rain now. It's already, we already quarantined. Now you can't go outside. That doggone Junior.
Morning, Unc. Morning, everybody in the building.
Hey.
Nephew Tommy.
Yes, sir. In the building.
Did I tell y'all Junior came by the other day?
No.
6 feet? Y'all was 6 feet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, outside in the back.
Hung out.
Yep.
I
Called
know ain't
Larry.
Marjorie ain't let him in the house. I know she
Oh, no, he can't come in.
Oh, hell no. I know I wasn't going in there.
Hell
I didn't even look at the door.
no. In.
He said,
I walked right over.
You called him and said, I'm here, and he came out, Junior and met
Came
you.
around down the side, down them steps out to
It's
the
down
back.
the steps. We in the back.
I came
talked
out
to him
looking
through the gate.
window. You know, I was making sure he was seated. Then I came out, took a seat on the other side.
Uh-huh.
We laughed.
Man, we had a good time, man.
did y'all
Got a
wear
cigar.
masks? Y'all had masks? Oh, y'all was smoking cigars.
Yeah, they had to.
Yeah, we spoke sick.
Well, Junior been quarantined. Junior ain't got nothing because here he
Yeah,
Can't go nowhere.
it's been him in the trees.
Yeah. Me in this tree.
Oh, I
Carl.
know who to let in here. Ain't hopping coming in. You can come to the house. You can't come in the house.
Oh, man. He was the first black person I've seen in a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. He the first black person I saw in a month.
Well, you the
Man,
first
y'all
person.
still look good.
Dog, you the first person been in this house.
So
you
what'd
know
you
what,
guys do? You have fun?
Oh, yeah, we had a great time. Boy, we laughed so hard.
That's
Man. And you know another thing, Shirley, Carla, Tommy, Uncle Steve outside ain't like regular outside. Let's remember
Oh,
that.
no.
Oh,
You got
no.
a wonderful backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
being
ain't
in
like we
another
out here. We
city.
close.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You
It ain't
social
like-
distance whether you
Yeah.
want to or not.
Whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
The furniture is social distancing in the backyard.
Right. The layout.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, man.
That's cool, Steve. That was
Good.
The weather's been beautiful here.
Yeah, man, good time.
Well,
Yeah.
that was exciting. Other than that, same
That's all you
damn
got.
thing.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
Well, that's okay. I mean, that's good. That's a start.
Came home, told this tree all about it.
What the tree say, Junior?
Nothing. We just listening, though.
Coming up at 32 minutes after the hour, the trending sports news, The Last Dance, Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls documentary. We'll talk about it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, here we are, another day. Yesterday, the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, started to open it up on Friday. It'll start opening up hair salons, barber shops, nail salons, bowling alleys, I think churches with social distancing, estheticians, the people who take care of your skin, massages, people who give
What
massages.
good is your skin if you dead?
Yeah,
Seriously, man.
and then on Monday it'll be restaurants and theaters. So
Theater.
yeah,
Movie
yeah.
theaters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who gonna go watch a movie with, how many people fit in the theater? 200,
You know what,
300?
Tommy? Seriously, I know you're asking a really serious question here, and you would think that you wouldn't have to ask a question like that. But in this case, you do, because there will be people, just like when the Florida governor opened up the beaches, right, Steve? All those people were out there. You think people aren't going to be going to the hair salons and nail salons? That's the crazy part.
Because you know why? People have had enough of this. I'm tired of being in this house. And that's what this is. But
crack.
and they're trying to do something for the economy, but listen to me. Here's the problem with it. I got you tired of being in the house, but the mayor of Atlanta was on television last night talking to Chris Cuomo, and she has a great relationship with the governor. And Chris Cuomo asked her, did the governor confer with her? She said, let me be clear. The governor does not have to confer with me about this because he is the governor. But no, he didn't confer with me. But she's saying, what good does it do if we get on the other side of this and you ain't here?
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because she initially said May 13th. I think that she wanted the city to stay closed. Yeah, Mayor Keisha Lance.
You got it. Here's what I don't understand. We don't have enough testing. We don't have testing sites.
No.
People who think they have it have to stay home.
Right.
You know, I mean, this is ridiculous.
We ain't
If
got
you
no
do have a
vaccine.
case of it, you may not have a bed for you.
Right.
So I don't understand the rush in getting this open. So what I want to say
The rush is money.
to our listeners, be smart here, man. Use your God-given common sense.
Tell them, Steve. Yeah.
Just because they say you free to go bowling and go to a movie, man, don't take your ass down there.
To go
You don't know
bowling,
who down there.
to get your hair done, your nails done. That's not social distancing. And so far, that's all we have that really works. Because you're right, we don't have a vaccine. They're still working on that. There's not a cure yet.
Well, tell them like this. Tell them like, you got to tell them like this.
Huh?
If you want your hair and nails done for your funeral, go on down there and get it done. Just go on down there and get it done. If that's what you want to get ready for your casket, come on.
But
You
I mean,
can't
you-
even
you-
wear
you're
a
trying to-
mask getting your hair done.
Yeah, but you're still in very close contact, you know?
Yeah.
You don't know who this person is.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know
see-
who they've been around. You
don't
know
know
who your
who
hairstylist is, but you don't know
And-
who they've been around
But
and what
you-
other customers
A
they've had.
person
and who
can
they've been.
have the virus and
no
not
symptoms.
show any symptoms,
No, asymptomatic.
Right.
Exactly right.
but
Exactly
can
right.
pass it on.
Yeah.
So, because they not coughing and you don't see a fever and they ain't tripping, you thinking
that's
it's okay. And they just spraying it on you.
And we are dying. When I say we, I mean our race at an
African
alarming
Americans.
rate, you know?
Listen to me, folks. Don't let this man talk you into killing yourself and your family.
Any
Because
leader.
that's what the potential is. We've got to stay with some type of social distancing, some type of precautions until they come up with where you can go get tested and treated anywhere, anybody. And right now, anybody can't get a test and everybody can't get treated. That's a fact.
That's a fact. And the whole purpose of staying home was for the healthcare system. Our system is broken. So if everybody gets sick again, everybody's not going to get taken care of in these hospitals. They don't have no space for you in all of these hospitals. Now, here we are back again. We saw this happening in New York. What's going to happen? Now you're going to get the healthcare workers sick. So now we're starting this cycle all over
The
again.
vice president said that the states have enough testing capacity to begin reopening. Let me ask you a question. Have all y'all had a test?
No, sir.
Do you
I didn't
know
know
where
where
you
you
can
get
go
one.
get a test?
Yes,
Nope.
I do.
You know where
Yeah,
you can go.
I kind of go. I kind of know where I can go.
Yes, I
Okay.
know where I can go.
Now,
Yes.
let me explain something to you. I promise you, the average person don't.
No, I don't know.
Go out there and ask folks that ain't in your position where
Yeah.
you can go to get tested. Ask folks who are in your position if they test positive, can they afford to check into a hospital? See, That's the problem we talking about.
And, it's like they've made staying at home now such a horrible, horrible thing. But if staying home is going to keep you safe and healthy, what is wrong with that? You can do it. We can do anything we put our minds to. It's, if it's a matter of life and death, I think you choose staying at home.
Exactly. Shirley, that's right. Listen, everybody wants to go back to work so they can get back on track financially. I got that. I'd like to go back and be making some more money myself.
Right.
But I can't. And I have to accept that. And you can't. And you have to accept that.
Right.
And we're going to get through this. Worse has happened.
Yeah. And these protesters, Steve, that are out in the streets protesting, we want to get back too. Okay.
You don't need to hold up a sign and say that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We know this.
And they're not going to get to you too fast either.
It's sad to say, but that's the truth. All right, and we have to move on. We'll revisit this, of course. Coming up next, it is a nephew with Run That Prank Back right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, Miss Ann is standing by with our national coronavirus update in news. Also in entertainment news, the Let's Go Crazy Prince Grammy salute is tonight. And on another note, Apollonia and Shiela E are beefing. What? Plus, Snoop Dogg has a new adult beverage, and it's not gin. Believe it or not. We'll talk about all of these stories at the top of the hour. But right now, nephew in the building to run that prank back. What you got, Neff?
Zoom, golly, golly.
Sing it, Steve.
Zoom, golly, 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 zoom, golly, golly, zoom, golly, 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 zoom, golly, golly.
That's a fret.
I love that.
Zoom, golly, golly. Here it is. Let's go, cat dog.
Hello?
Hey, I'm trying to reach Ty. Ty, is that your name, Ty?
Yeah, my name is Ty. Who is this?
Hey, this Kennedy, man. You can call me Ken, but this Kennedy. You work with my wife, with my wife, Catrice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I work with Catrice, man. I've been working with her for years, man. What's going on?
Okay, hey, what's up, bro? I can't remember if I met you before, Ty, or not. I ain't sure. But I seen your face. Y'all be the job. Y'all be doing this this Zoom thing, right?
Yeah, we do Zoom for conference calls, man. What's going on? What's up?
Okay, so let's hear me out, man. So this what's going on. I noticed, I passed by the office, my wife in there doing the Zoom thing, and I see, all these people on there, and y'all doing I guess y'all doing the conference call or whatever. But when I look closer, but when I look closer, it seemed like when my lady talking, when my wife talking, seemed like you over there touching yourself, winking your eye, like you trying to make passes at her, give her a hint or something. I don't know what the going on, if you trying to throw her some sign language or something, but all this Zoom golly bullshit, this here gotta stop, dog.
Wait. First off, man, you got me messed up, and another thing, man, take all that bass out your voice. You're going to talk to me with a little respect. Now, I've been knowing your wife for years, man. I got nothing but the utmost respect for her. I would never do anything to disrespect her, man. I'm married myself, man. I wouldn't put myself out there like that.
So what the is you? What are you doing while my wife talking on this Zoom, dog? What is you doing?
Yo, I'm not doing anything but my job, man. And again, we both grown ass men, so you ain't gonna talk to me any kind of way. You ain't gonna talk down to me, man. You ain't gonna call my phone and talk to me like a child, okay?
Let me put this out here, right here, Ty. Let me tell you right here, Ty. Let me tell you this. Right now, I'm telling you right here for Lord. I swear to you, man, when my wife get on the Zoom again, if I find out you on there touching yourself, look like you wanking at her, I promise you, soon as this virus get through, I promise you, all that Zoom golly gonna get your ass whooped. I'm telling you right now, dog. Cut that bullshit out on that damn conference, man.
Hey, man, like I done told you, okay? Man, you need to quit talking to me that way. And you know what? you, by the way, man. You ain't gonna call me and talk all this.
Now, you, man. You ain't gonna be with my
you.
wife with that bullshit, touching yourself, wanking.
With your wife, man.
What did you wanking your motherfucking eye for, man?
What? I ain't winking at your wife. Are you crazy or something? Are you touched in the head, man? What's wrong with you?
I'm gonna touch your motherfucking ass up if I find out you on that Zoom with that all that Zoom golly bullshit gonna get you up.
Well, I tell you what, you better thank God for the coronavirus, because if it was anything different, I'd be at your house on your ass right now. You hear what I'm saying?
You can say what you want and do what you want. Matter of fact, soon as this get up out the air, it's me and you, partner. Oh, Zoom golly, motherfucker, me and you.
Ain't nothing between us but opportunity. Whenever you ready, motherfucker.
Ain't nothing between us but that virus. And as soon as that gone, it's me and you. I told my wife you was over there doing that bullshit. I told Catrice that.
Bro, I done told you more than once. I have nothing but respect for your wife, but me and you, we ain't, bro. Wait till this over, man. All this bullshit. You calling me on my phone, talking all this and I'm trying to do something. I got a married woman in this house looking at me crazy right now. Are you out your mind, man? Whenever you ready to come over here and get your ass whooped, you go ahead and come over here. You go ahead and jump. Okay, let me ask you this here. Do you know Dwayne, Bean, and Big Mike? Do you know them? Hell yeah, I know them. Them my boys, man. So what you know about them? What I know about them, Ty, is they told, Ty, listen to me, they told me to call you. This is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You just got pranked. You got pranked by your boy Dwayne, Bean, and Big Mike. I'm going to whoop they ass. Yo, Tom, you have my blood pressure up, man. I thought I was going to go to jail for real. Hey, man, we got to laugh during this time right now, baby. It's time. We got to laugh, man. Bro, that is the most excitement I've had since lockdown. Thank you, man. Hey, man, so y'all, your job doing all these, y'all doing Zoom conferences? You doing a lot of them? Yeah, man, that's all we've been doing, man, because, we can't go anywhere, can't meet up with people. So, man, we've been doing them a whole lot, man. That's all we've been doing. I hear you. Well, hang in there, man. Be safe. Keep your family safe, man. And try to put a laugh on somebody's face. That's all the nephew trying to do, man. And you know what, man? We appreciate everything you do during this time, man. You guys are helping us stay up. So thank you, bro. All right, man. 2020, let me know this, man. What is the baddest, and I mean the baddest radio show in the land? Steve Harvey Show with Nephew Tommy. And there you have it. That's that Zoom golly, man.
Okay. Too much.
Put a couple drops of stupid on that thing for you. That's all I wanted to do. What are you touching yourself, man, when my wife on these Zoom calls? That's what you're doing. I'm
in the background walking by. I see you doing something.
See you, man. I ain't stupid. I know what you're doing. Yeah, you're going to respect my wife. You understand? Stupid on Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. You can catch me and Jay. That's the T&J Stay Home Coronavirus Comedy Show. You can catch us every Wednesday, and it drops at 3 p.m. Eastern on my YouTube. That's the Nephew Tommy EXP. The Nephew Tommy experience. It is a great experience. Oh.
Zoom, golly, zoom, golly, zoom, golly, zoom.
I don't know what it means, but I like it.
Zoom.
About Zoom, golly.
Close to it, Shirley.
I don't know why I like that. It just sounds fun.
Don't worry about it, Shirley. Let them do it. It'll be in the news tomorrow.
Yeah, it sounds fun, yeah.
Well, I will tell you this. I will be stupid again in the next hour, so don't go nowhere, okay? Because I got another one.
What? You're telling us stuff we already know?
Zoom, golly, zoom, golly.
Coming up at the top of the hour, entertainment and national news. Right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Today, we will commemorate the 4th anniversary of Prince's death. And the Let's Go Crazy Grammy Salute is tonight on CBS. It stars Steve. You ready?
What?
Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yes, sir.
That's it.
That's enough.
You don't want to hear the rest of it.
Need no more names after that?
Common, Miguel, Her.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's good.
Usher, John
Yeah,
Legend.
Usher.
Yes,
Yeah, Legend.
John
He
Legend.
cold.
Yes.
I tell you who's supposed to be on there.
Shiela E and the Revolution.
Hell yeah.
They're going to perform hits from Prince's renowned catalog, of course. Now, speaking of Shiela E, Steve, she's dropping a song called Lemon Cake today. However, Apollonia and Shiela E are beefing. I did not know this. Apollonia took Shiela E to task in a scathing Facebook post. Prince refused to acknowledge you for 5 years before his death because of your lies. Now, according to Apollonia, she has the receipts to prove it, and she will post in her memoir, she says. Apollonia went on to say to Shiela E, you need to stop using Purple Rain as a vehicle. You are not on our cast list. What? I thought, isn't she a preacher now and stuff, Apollonia?
What's going on, Apollonia?
Apollonia. Oh, maybe she's a fire and brimstone preacher.
Isn't she what? I think, didn't she turn to the gospel?
Let's purify yourselves in the water.
Yeah.
Let me talk.
She mad at Shiela E.
What's going on?
Yeah, what is happening?
Oh.
I love that scene right there.
Wait, that's not Lake Minnetonka.
Nobody loves your music but yourself, Keith.
Prince was a bad boy.
Man, I love Prince,
and
man.
Morris Day was so good in that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're beefing, and that's it. Hope they get it together, ladies. Come
They're a
on
little too
now.
old for that. A little too old for it.
I mean, Apollonia and Shiela E, though.
Yeah, you all want
Don't
to fight
nobody
all the
know who
time.
they talking about.
Wait, what, Steve?
Don't nobody even know who they talking about. Apple got a new song coming out. Man, y'all
People
hear,
who know
man?
Prince
Did y'all
know
hear
them.
Apple selling bologna now?
No.
What? Yeah, some on Steve's show, they was tripping, man. Apple selling bologna now.
All right. Well, in other entertainment news, you know, Snoop is forever been known for smoking weed. Of course, that's one of the things. But now he's going to reveal his new line of wine. That's right, wine this summer, okay? So you can sip in the sun. He's teamed up with Australian winery company 19 Crimes. He's going to debut 19 Crimes. He'll debut its first California wine in a press release. Snoop says, I've been a fan of this wine and I'm excited to unveil my Snoop Cali Red. I like the name, Snoop Cali Red. And share the experience with all my fans. Each bottle will sell for $12. Okay.
All right, Snoop.
All right, Snoop Cali Red.
That'll work.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Red wine. We like
Yeah.
red wine, Shirley. See
Yes,
what
of course,
happens.
you know, my doctor told me to drink
Shirley,
red
you
wine.
can't drink.
At all, Steve. At all.
What is you for? Snoop,
This is
you
the
can't
worst
try
thing to
nothing
see.
Snoop doing. Your ass gonna be walking out in the middle of the street with just your top on.
All right, Steve, time to get caught up on today's headlines. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ann Tripp.
Thank you very much. And this is Ann Tripp with the news. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has set up a special Senate session in hopes of okaying yet another economic stimulus package designed to help those hurt by COVID-19 related closures. McConnell's blamed the Democrats for the lack of a deal so far, but he says he's willing to work out one.
Since this is so urgent, I've asked that the Senate meet in a new session that was not previously scheduled, and the Democratic leader has agreed to my request.
Now, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is scheduled to visit the White House this afternoon around 4 to meet with the president to push for more funds for the coronavirus testing in New York. Meanwhile, Connecticut Governor Ned Lamont is talking about starting to reopen a nutmeg state on May 20th. More than 1,300 people have died in Connecticut. But he says by May 20th, he feels that there could be a graduated opening by some businesses and stuff. Small businesses are going to be going back to work this week in Georgia. Movie theaters and restaurants, he says, they say down there will be open next Monday. Officials in Tennessee say the vast majority of businesses will be able to reopen on May 1st. And South Carolina says some small stores were allowed to reopen yesterday. Beaches in South Carolina reopen at noon today. Now, speaking of beaches, Florida's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis opened some beaches and parks in the northern part of Florida on Friday, and practically just minutes after, officials say the beaches were flooded by hundreds of people, many, if not most, not observing social distancing. They just kind of flooded onto the sand. That took place on the same day that the Sunshine State saw 1,400 new coronavirus infections. At last count, Florida had over 24,000 cases of the virus and nearly 700 deaths. The demand for oil is really, really drying up. I mean, nobody's driving. The planes aren't flying. In fact, things are so bad that the price of oil in the stock market now lower than negative 35. That's below zero. In other words, instead of paying money to get oil, some people have to pay money to get rid of it. That's how deep it was yesterday. Never happened ever, ever, ever. Very sad news out of Detroit. A 5-year-old African-American child has died of the coronavirus, becoming the first youngster in the state of Michigan to die from it. It's now infected more than 31,000 people in Michigan, killed 2,391. Little Skylar Herbert, now the youngest corona victim in Michigan. Up till now, the youngest casualty in that state was 20 years old. Canada dealing with the deadliest mass shooting in that country's history. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said that a man just dressed as a cop just started shooting people. The death toll now 19. Police say a white man disguised himself as a mounted police officer and gunning down innocent people. The beat goes on. President Trump says he's cutting off immigration because of the virus, calling it the invisible enemy. Meanwhile, today is a National Love Your Husband Day, no matter what.
Don't keep saying you're sorry.
Now, back to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
We have all been lying to each other while in quarantine. Oh, like I put on real clothes today, or I shower every day, or I can't talk, I'm on a work call. Anyone with kids at home has been using the I can't talk now, I have to do my kids' homework. And you can't argue with that one. I mean, you know, they put the kids in it, you know, you can't, What quarantine excuses have you used to avoid talking to someone? Wow. Or what's your favorite lie to tell while in quarantine? Come on, you guys. Come on, Junior. Tommy, let's go.
Not to talk to somebody?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you got to catch them off guard. I'm like, God, dog, I got to close this door. Let me call you right back.
That's it. What about you, nephew?
I'm, lies I'm telling, boy, we over here. Woo, we just making love all over this house. We ain't doing a damn.
You lying about that?
We ain't doing a damn.
Come on, Steve.
Hey, hold on, man. Who the hell at this damn dope?
That's always a good one.
Yeah. Oh, I got a good one. This is my favorite one, though. This one get him on the phone every time, because don't nobody outrank him. They be talking. I be like, hold on, man. This Uncle Steve. He wants something. God, you know he ain't working right now. Hey, you know his ass at home. He ain't never been off this long. I'll call you back.
Oh, you lying on Steve.
You know he ain't working.
Come on, Tommy.
Let me go. This boy, he down here. He got 4 white kids out here in the front yard, man. Let me go check on this boy. I got to see
3 too many. Social distancing.
That's a good one.
this boy got white folks all in the front yard.
Come on, Steve. What's your favorite lie to tell while in quarantine?
Here it is right here.
Oh, I'm out.
Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Let me go see about this.
They hung up.
Yeah, man. You go head on, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like you can catch it over the phone, but still.
I'll call you back. Nah, it's all right, dog. I'm good.
You got to call.
Stay healthy.
Man, that damn Steve coughing his ass off, man. You think he...
Hey, man, I got to go, man. Jack want me to put this perm on her head, and Lord knows she need it. Let me go in here and help her with this here.
Boy.
Man,
That's hilarious.
get off the phone.
Not the relaxer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be in here and I'll be on the phone. I say, man, let me call you right back. I just overboiled this water. I'll be down.
Again.
What's your favorite lie to tell while in quarantine? Come on, Steve Harvey, close it on out. You got one, Tommy? Go before Steve.
Wait a minute, man. Hold on. I'll be damn.
What?
Hey, man, let me go in here and make this, because the damn cable done went out. Oh, you got to go see about that, dog.
Yeah, you need your cable during quarantine. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, coming up, thank you guys. Coming up in 34 minutes after the hour, Ask the CEO. right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Time for Ask the CLO, Steve. You ready? Chief Love Officer, here we go. Marion in Montgomery says, I recently met a nice, attentive, and romantic guy, but he has an issue with cleanliness that I may not be able to deal with. Uh-oh. He invited me over for dinner, and his home was filthy. The kitchen and bathroom were an absolute mess. His clothes were everywhere, and his furniture smelled bad. I told him something came up, and I had to go. I'm thinking about breaking up with him because it was such a turnoff. I told him he needs to tidy up a bit, and he said he loves his bachelor pad. Should I leave him alone, or is this something that I can get him to change?
Well,
That's a deal breaker for me.
I mean, I don't know how you feel about cleanliness, but I don't know where I heard this at, but I've heard it. Cleanliness is next to godliness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I've heard that. We've
I
all
don't
heard
know
that.
That's a true statement.
where it came from. I don't really know, but I don't, for me, if a person's not clean, I have a serious problem with that.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker.
Because I like to think of myself as clean.
Yeah.
And I can't. I dated a girl a long time ago, man. Went over her house. Her house was trifling. This ain't last no time. Because, man, I was over there sitting in the house just looking at stuff. You know, I wouldn't.
You was over there judging.
Dog, I wasn't watching TV. I was looking down on the floor, looking all over at the counter. I mean, she said, "You're not paying attention to the TV." I can't.
I'm scared.
Who had this plate right here with these eggs on it Saturday?
No.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah, not good.
She had a baby. The baby crawling around the corner. His little ass was nasty. At least you need to just wipe the baby off. Damn.
But let me ask you something, because you can get fooled sometimes, Steve, when someone looks really neat and clean, you know, outside of the house.
I've never been fooled like that.
Yeah.
That house tell it all.
Yeah,
all you got to do is look at their
smells?
feet. Clean people take care of their feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then smells.
Next one, Shirley.
Okay, here we go. Tyler in Arkansas says, for the past 30 years or so, my wife has been driving me toward insanity, always criticizing what I do or don't do, claiming I'm very selfish and negative. Now that we are quarantined together, she's on my last nerve with her high blood pressure, bad cooking, and seeing her in a bonnet every day. It's driving me crazy. My faith is strong, but I fear one of us is going to drop dead from all the yelling and fighting. How can I respectfully tell her to leave me alone and shut up?
You're just going to have to go outside and take your chance, dog.
Scream real loud outside, partner.
No, you're going to just go on outside and take a chance.
Oh, and
walk down to the gas station, man, meet some people. You got high blood, you got bad cooking, and you got a bonnet on. I'm not staying in here. I can't. I can't. Now your look matches your attitude and your cooking. Bad cook, bad health, bad appearance. I can't.
You're out.
Oh, man. I'm outside, long stretches. Where you been? Outside, trying to catch it. The hell I been?
Quarantine somewhere else.
Tell my ass to the hospital. Yeah, there's a scripture in Psalms, Proverbs, that says, it is better to live on the corner of the rooftop of a house than inside with a quarrelsome woman. That's a scripture, man.
Yeah, it is.
Your life is rough when it's like that, bro. Can we got time for another one?
All right, there you go.
That they
All right,
need
Steve.
people like you to sacrifice selflessly of themselves and away from their family to try to save lives. That's how your mom and daddy should have explained it to them. She'd pick your patience over y'all.
All right, prank phone call coming up next, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, right about 4 minutes after, it's my strawberry letter for today. Subject: wives, submit to your husbands. That is the subject. Right now, the nephew is here with today's
Ooh,
prank
this ain't
phone
the
call.
crew to read that in front of. Jesus.
Nephew's here with today's prank phone call. What you got for us, Neff?
Virtual prom.
Oh, this sounds harmless. Okay.
Yeah, I know it do. I know it.
But it's not.
No. Let's go, kid.
Pranking people about the prom.
Well, what else I'm supposed to do? Oh, they at home. They can't go nowhere. Let's go, kid.
Hello?
Hello, I am trying to reach Leslie. Is Leslie available?
She is a little bit busy right now, but this is her mother. Can I help you?
Okay, and your name is?
My name is Keisha.
Keisha. All right. Keisha, this is Ernest. Ernest, I am with, I'm kind of like the event planner for the kids' prom. So I'm calling, got you all's number from the school. You all, and I'm glad and proud to let you know that the prom is going to be back on. So hopefully Leslie will be excited about that.
What? Wait, all right. Yeah, she's gonna. Wow, this is okay. This is exciting.
Yeah, so it's gonna
how's
be
it-
it's V Prom. I'm with V Prom, and I wanted to call and make sure she knew all the particulars about the prom. All right, it's gonna be Saturday night, May 23rd. You want to get a pen and maybe jot some of this down?
Yeah. Leslie, grab me a pen. Thank you. Yeah, I'll tell you. All right. Let me just. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, Saturday, May 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
All
Got it.
right, and that'll
Okay,
be seven.
okay,
That'll be
so
7 p.m. Okay.
Okay, 7 p.m. And where did you? Sorry, where did you say it's going to be? Because with everything going on, how's that going to work?
Well, like I said, I'm with V Prom, and V is for virtual.
Oh, V. Oh, I thought you were saying V. Okay, V. Okay.
V is in Victor. Virtual. Yeah, virtual prom. It's going to be online, and it is a requirement from the school that all of the students attend. Another requirement, you want to write this down, is she has to be dressed in formal wear. Okay, so she's definitely going to need a gown on.
Wait, so we can't just do like her college interview clothes, just a cute little like a skirt and a shirt or something?
No, we need a full gown, ma'am. What you would normally wear to a prom.
Wait, you're playing, right?
No, not. These are the requirements. We're creating the prom atmosphere, and we definitely want every student.
That. And for the kids who already got their dresses, good for them. But we haven't been able to go anywhere or do anything, so I would assume you're making an exception for anybody who doesn't have anything like we're.
No, there are no exceptions, ma'am. There are no exceptions. You will have to have a gown. All the gentlemen will be wearing tuxedos. The young ladies will be wearing gowns. This is going to happen May 23rd at 7 p.m. and it is virtual.
You're saying
I'm sorry?
virtual, like virtual, like on the computer.
Yes, but we will be
In
taking
my
notes
house.
in your house, and whomever is not wearing the proper attire will not graduate.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to need you to back up for a second because you're trying to tell me this girl is required to go to this prom, required to wear a prom dress, which I don't know where the hell we going to get a dress right now. I don't even know who'd be open to get a dress. Why am I going to spend money on a dress when she's going to use it in the house? But besides that, you're trying to tell me, wait a minute, you're trying to tell me that she can't graduate if she doesn't have a prom dress if she doesn't go to this thing in a dress?
Those are the rules, ma'am. Those are the rules. I work for V Prom, and the school hired the company that I work for.
Okay, okay, all right. I am trying to count to 10 here. Okay, wait a minute. Here's my problem. I'm still trying to figure out homeschooling for this girl so she can graduate in the first place with the right grades. And you're trying to tell me if she doesn't figure out this prom mess, this online virtual crap, that she's not going to graduate. Well, you need to take everything that I'm telling you and tell the school that they can figure it out because she's not going to be showing up. What am I? She's going to be on the computer. No. This isn't going to happen. So you better figure it out. This is ridiculous.
Ma'am, we have a website that you can buy from our company if you would like to buy a dress and get a dress.
Oh, how convenient. How convenient. You run the prom, you run the dress company, and the dress is required. That just seems like more than a coincidence, but okay. You know what? Leslie can't go to the prom this year. I guess she ain't graduating because, you know what? I'm sure the principal would like to hear from some parents who have a problem with this. Everybody can't be on board with it. This is crazy.
Why would you send your daughter to private school if you can't afford a dress? That doesn't make sense to me.
Excuse me? Oh, what? Who the? Leslie, go do your homework. Go. Who the do you think you are? Who are you talking to right now?
Why would you send your daughter to private school if you can't afford a dress?
I can't afford a dress. You out here trying to hustle for dresses and proms, for virtual prom. You know what? I could have my own virtual prom. I could call up everybody in her class and be like, let's all do virtual Zoom, whatever, and we could have our own prom and wear whatever we want. But you out here trying to say you can have a virtual prom and you have to wear a dress and spend money on it and we can get it from your site. You have got to be kidding me right now. I don't know who the you think you are, but I know one thing. I'm not trying to worry about my daughter wearing a damn wearing a prom dress to her living room so she can be on the Skype, Zoom, whatever with her friend. No, this is crazy. I have bigger things to deal with. I don't know if you know, but there's a pandemic going on outside, and you out here trying to hustle me for a prom dress, and you're trying to tell me she's not going to graduate without a
You can get this dress overnighted if you go to our website, ma'am. That's what.
Even if I was stupid, even if I was the dumbest motherfucker in the world and I was dumb enough to get a dress, I would never get it from you. I don't know who the you are talking to me about my financials and what I can afford in private school. You don't know who the I am, so I don't know who you are calling me and talking to me about some You're crazy. This is ridiculous.
Okay, well, let me ask you this: Is your husband is Adrian, correct?
Yeah. Why do you need to know that?
Adrian told me to call you. This is nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Your husband Adrian got me to prank phone call you.
Okay. I just need a moment. I was about to put on a mask and march down to that school. Tommy, it is too crazy out here in these streets for you to be with people like this. Oh my goodness.
Tell me this, baby. It's 2020. What is the baddest, and I mean the baddest radio show in the land?
Well, you know it's the Steve Harvey Morning Show, of course.
I think that was pretty nice, don't you think? Virtual prom. I'm just trying to be a little creative here, okay?
You're going to get COVID-19 butt whooping. That's what you're going to get.
Soon as social distance
infected, going to get a hold of it.
Quarantine.
Love her.
So big ups to all you parents at home that's helping your kids with their work and because, good God, my wife, I take my hat off. She is killing it. They don't even want my help.
You're the chef now, right?
I'm the chef. I'm the cafeteria lady, and I'm the PE teacher.
Ain't no more
I used to hate my mom helping my homework. She was too forceful. Johnny had 2 apples. Huh? And he gave 2 to Susan. How many damn apples? Don't make me ask you again.
I couldn't stand Johnny, dog. I swear I couldn't stand Johnny.
She didn't have a lot of patience, Junior.
That's that high pressure ass learning.
Yes.
If they had 2 damn apples and I gave you 1 apple and it was 4 birds waiting on the apples, how many birds wouldn't have no damn apples?
Yes.
Now, let me have to ask you again about these apples.
All right. Thank you, guys. Coming up next, Strawberry Letter. Subject, wives, submit to your husbands. We'll get into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Time now for today's Strawberry Letter. And if you need advice on relationships, dating, work, sex, parenting, and more, please submit your Strawberry Letter to steveharveyfm.com and click Submit Strawberry Letter. We could be reading your letter, just like we're going to read that one right here, right now. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Buckle up. Hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is. Strawberry Letter.
Subject, wives, submit to your husbands. Dear Steve and Shirley, I'm 28 years old and my fiance is 35. We have a baby on the way, and I recently moved across the country to be with him. Now that I'm living in his home, I'm not sure that I'm making the right choice, and I'm questioning whether or not I should marry him. When it comes to his family, there is an open door policy with his family. They come and go as they please, and his sister has a key to our house. His mom is living with us during the quarantine, and I don't mind her being here. I have been busy planning for the baby, and I got the nursery done and then started fixing up the guest room for my mom so she can be here for the birth of her first grandchild. My fiance told me that my mom would be staying at a hotel and not at our house. He told me it would be too much to have both our mothers here. When we first started dating, my mother felt like he wasn't good enough for me, and she let him know that he had to step up and take good care of me. My fiance has held a grudge against her since then, but he is cordial to her. When I asked him what his problem is, he said he doesn't care for my mom and she's not welcome in our home. I made the ultimate sacrifice by moving while I was pregnant, and now he tells me this. He said he is the man of the house, and that's one of the rules. If my mother has to stay in a hotel, the baby and I will be in a hotel too. I shouldn't have to choose between my mother and my fiance. He keeps yelling about submission, but I know this is not what the Bible meant by telling wives to submit. How do I get things to work out in my favor? Should I leave him? Please help. Yeah, you're probably going to have to leave him. Because he's crazy. I mean, he's a control freak. He's disrespectful to your mother. I mean, she told him what most mothers would tell their son-in-law. Step up, be a man, and take care of my daughter. How dare he say she can't stay in the house and she has to stay in a hotel because she's not welcome in your home. Well, guess what? You live there, right? So it's your home too. He just doesn't have the right to do that. He may think he does, but not to be disrespectful to your mother. And this is her first grandchild? His family, way too much access to the house. His sister having a key and coming and going when she pleases. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You got to put your foot down on that. You just have to regulate certain things. You got to speak up for yourself, and you got to speak up for your mom. And what about your baby? I mean, do you want your baby to be raised in this type of an environment where, what he says goes, your mother can't stay here and I don't care for your mother? No, no. And men kill me using the wives submit to your husband's verse, it's for their own selfish reasons, okay? Why would someone want to submit to him? For what? He's way too mean and nasty with his stuff. I mean, that is not what God meant with that verse. The Bible also says, husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church. I bet that is never mentioned in the home. If it's not, you should say that. You should mention that to him sometimes. I just think, moving across country and then after you get there, all the way over there, then finding out that he's maybe not the man you thought he was. Not good, but if you don't, I don't think you should marry this guy. I really don't. I don't like what he stands for, especially since he said that about your mom. So, pack up and leave, maybe. That might not be so easy, but figure it out when your mom comes and all that. You got a baby to think about. I don't think this guy is for you. I really don't. You might have to move back. You might have to get a home there, so at least the baby will have both her parents. Steve?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
She's 28. This dude is 35. Baby on the way. I moved across the country to be with him. Now, what I'm noticing in this letter is a lot of sacrifices you making. Yeah. But now here's the problem. Now that I'm living in his home, which he obviously didn't prepare to make it you all's home, you're not sure that you're making the right choice. You're questioning the marriage now because of his family. It's an open door policy with his family. See, that doesn't happen once a woman moves into the house. He doesn't understand that. Now, obviously, he's had this position with his family before you got there because his sister had a key. She didn't just get the key. She been had a key. So he got this open door policy. They come and go as they please. His mom is living with us during the quarantine, and I don't mind her being here. I've been busy planning for the baby, got the nursery done, and then started fixing up the guest room for my mom so she could come and be here for the birth of her first grandchild. Then your man come in there and told you that your mama would be staying in a hotel and not in our house. Excuse me, that hasn't been made clear yet. Here is the problem. You said you moved into his home. If he did not make a way for you to feel at home, and as his fiance let you know that this is your home, because when you get married now, you got to be calling some shots in this house. Yep. Most women are calling shots in their house. Now, I don't know about this submission stuff that he talking about, but that ain't, I didn't marry that one. And the two women on this show is not the submissive type. So
right,
I'll give you the rest of it when we come back. I don't know where the hell you found him at.
Hang on. We'll have part 2 of Steve's response coming up at 23 minutes after the hour. Today's Strawberry Letter subject, wives, submit to your husbands. We'll get back into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, come on. Let's recap today's Strawberry Letter subject, wives, submit to your husbands.
28-year-old girl gets pregnant, fiance 35. She wants to be with him. She moved across the country to be with him into his house. His mother's living there because they're quarantined during the corona. The girl doesn't mind that. She's been busy preparing for the baby. She was fixing up the other room so her mother could come and be there for the birth of her first child, which is a really important thing when a mother gets to be there for their daughter's birth, and when a daughter gets to have her mother there for her birth. Women like to share that type of thing, right? So you got the nursery done, you started fixing up the guest room for your mom, and your fiance told you that your mom gonna be staying at the hotel and not at our house. He told me it would be too much to have both our mothers here. Well, hold on, your mammy here.
There you go.
Not mammy, though.
No, I know you like it and everything, but who the other old heifer in there? But see, what you cannot do is, I'm carrying your child.
Yeah.
Not that I ever have, but I that job right there is daunting. Come across the country to be with you, move into a house. You got open door policy with your family. You're not letting them respect the fact that this is going to be my house, and you're not making me feel like I have any say-so in my house. Why would you sign up for that?
Right.
Now, it'd be too much to have both your mothers here, and when we first started dating, your mother felt like he wasn't good enough for you, and she let him know he had to step up and take good care of me. Well, my fiance done held a grudge against her since. He's cordial to her, but then you asked him what his problem is. He said he don't care for your mom, and she's not welcome in our home. Hold up, partner. Hold up, man. You got to be a bigger man than this now.
Yeah.
This is her mother.
Yes.
This is her grandchild. This is her daughter. And you mean she ain't welcome in your home? Why?
Because she said.
Why, dog? Because she asked you to step up in the beginning? How long ago was that? Yeah, did you step up? What you mad about? I made the ultimate sacrifice by moving while I was pregnant, and now he tells me this? He said he the man of the house, and that's one of the rules. Well, what rules do the women get to have?
Huh.
Because the women that I know, they got rules in their house, and rule number 1 is the man don't tell them how to do the house.
Thank you.
Come on now.
That
Come on now.
Now look, sister.
That's in the
I don't know what example you done seen of it, but that ain't how it work. Women have a say-so in that house.
Yes, sir.
And they really have the bulk of the say-so, just to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So now, if my mother has to stay in a hotel, the baby and I will be at the hotel. I don't know how close you are to conceiving, but that's a crazy-ass option. Because you want to bring the baby home, not bring the baby to the hotel. I shouldn't have to choose between my mother and my fiance. You shouldn't. And he shouldn't make you choose, especially during a time like this.
Right.
If this dude cannot be considerate enough to go, you know what? Hold on, this my girl. She going through it. Now I'm stressing out. She already pregnant. Man, something can't none of us do, or even we can't even remotely remotely understand that process. We have nothing we've ever done that gives us any idea of what that is. Nothing. Nothing come close to what we do. And he doesn't have enough gumption in him to think better of his potential wife and his child, that you don't want to see your wife happy at this time. Sister, if this man don't want to make you happy and comfortable during this period of your life, what's going to happen after the baby get here?
Right.
And if you go along with this right here, you're setting the tone to have to go along with way worse. So now, if I were you, this is what I would do. I would say, okay, that's fine. I'll go back across the country. And then my mother, we can go back to her house. And my mother can enjoy the birth of her grandchild, and I can have this baby. Because what you don't want to do is be in a hotel room and taking the baby to a hotel room. Shame on him.
Yeah.
I mean, really, bruh.
Immature.
Bruh, you're being beyond petty. You're at a level of disrespect right now for your girl. Just start with your girl and her wishes and the predicament she must be in carrying this baby of yours. Submission. You know, that's like, look, man, if you're not a proper leader, what are you asking me to submit to? You're not asking me to submit to nothing that makes it better for me or makes it better for our family. You're asking me to submit to your will. Who put you in charge of me?
And that's not what God meant.
See, let me tell you something. God did not put me in charge of my wife. I'm not in charge of her. I'm her partner. And maybe you need to go back and be with your mom. Yeah. I think maybe you should say that to him. Just say, I tell you what, so I don't make you uncomfortable, and obviously this is your home, I'll go back home and have my baby. And you can come see your child there at my mother's house in the hospital.
Post your comments on today's Strawberry Letter at Steve Harvey FM on Instagram and Facebook. And check out the Strawberry Letter podcast on demand, please. Now, coming up at 46 minutes after the hour, Georgia's governor will allow some businesses to open this week. We'll find out which ones right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, Jacksonville, Florida has reopened the Duval County beaches, and now, if you live in the state of Georgia, well, get ready to call your stylist and make your appointment, because the governor of Georgia, Mr. Brian Kemp, says he plans to reopen some of the following businesses. Take note: hair salons, barbershops, nail salons, gyms, bowling alleys. That's on Friday. Then restaurants with strict social distancing guidelines, that'll be on Monday, along with theaters and churches, too, if they follow the social distancing restrictions. There are about or close to 19,000 cases of COVID-19 in Georgia. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that the governor is moving way too fast, Steve?
Absolutely.
Well,
I'm not getting my nails done or my hair. I'm not doing none of that.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. And I think the best example I've seen of that was from the mayor.
Keisha Lance Bottoms.
Atlanta?
Yes. She was on CNN with Chris Cuomo and last night, and I think she was spot on with it. She doesn't understand the rush. Listen to me, y'all. We don't have enough tests. We don't have enough test centers. We don't have enough beds to handle all of the influx of what has happened. Now, do we all want this to be over? Of course we do. But we can ill afford to rush back. And like she said so eloquently, what difference does it make if we get on the other side of this thing, but you're not here? And let me tell y'all something about these nail shops, hair salons, barbershops. Who you think that is? Don't let this man run you out here and your ass die. You've got to use better judgment. It's a sad thing that happened to that minister who kept having them services.
Yeah.
And then he died from COVID-19. Listen, man, he talking about opening churches. Who you think that is? That's us. Barbershops, nail salon, that's us.
All day.
Yeah, all day long.
Look, man, come on, y'all. Let's think this thing through.
And we don't need to go bowling.
Bowling
in
and
the
a
bowling
damn
alley?
movie theater. Everybody
Yeah.
got Netflix and cable. The
Right.
movie,
Yeah.
what's coming out
That you
that
haven't
you
seen.
got to get your ass down there to see?
Already,
I don't even, and let me explain something to you. I don't even know nobody releasing movies during the COVID-19. They done push back all the movies. Who wanna show their new movie and ain't nobody coming?
Right. Right.
Gots.
Dog, I got to get down here.
All right, coming up at the top of the hour, what's something you complained about having to do before the coronavirus, but would love to be able to do today? We'll talk about it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, guys, staying at home is making us closer. A new survey found that 90% of parents say sheltering at home. You okay, Steve?
What?
Yeah, I'm just messed up about this day opening churches. I'm just so
Yeah.
sick of this mess right here.
Yeah.
Look,
The
I want to
governor.
go to heaven, but not next weekend.
You're not trying to rush it. You're not trying to rush it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And can't you talk to the Lord at your house? Can't
Yes,
you
you
do that?
can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
right.
That's what
Majority of
we've
my
been doing.
conversations
right?
have been with him outside of church.
Oh, yeah.
Amen.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Shirley. What were you saying?
Well, I was saying staying at home is making us closer. A new survey found that 90% of parents say sheltering at home has brought their families closer together, with parents saying they are playing board games now, they're cooking together, and they're hanging out with their kids. And according to the survey, it brought parents closer together too, with many using the time to get locked down and dirty. 1 in 5 of the parents surveyed said their bedroom activities have doubled since they have been spending so much time at home together, with 21% saying they are doing it every single day.
Yes, get it in. Let me see something.
Okay, so here's the question though. What's something you complained about having
They
to
ain't got no kids.
Here's the question, guys. What's something you complained about having to do before the virus, but would love to be able to do today?
Whew.
Won't
So
mind.
many things.
Yeah, of course. What is it?
Work.
Well, you're at work right now,
You're
so
at
you mean
work
your
right
other
now.
job?
I got a lot more
Yeah.
jobs than this, though.
But aren't you
keep a
glad you
job.
have this one?
Man.
That's Steve Harvey. Keep a job.
Yeah,
don't he?
man. I
I
complained
am
about.
gainfully employed.
Yes, you are, sir.
Yeah.
I complained about going to the hair salon and the nail salon. I hated going. I was like, oh.
Well,
hate
just
going
hold
to the-
tight. In Georgia Friday, you good.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate going, but you gotta
Hold
go.
tight.
You gotta go, but I don't like going. But now, I'm not ready to go on Friday, though. I'm definitely not. What about you, Junior?
Restaurants. How
Oh,
important
yeah.
they are. I never did this much damn cooking in my life.
I know.
Man, Junior, I've been doing a lot too, man.
Man.
I've discovered I ain't all that good a damn cook.
I thought you used to brag about how good you were.
I can grill.
Oh, okay.
But in there
okay.
with pots and skillets and all of that, nah.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
I just made a big bowl last night. I made a huge pot of bison chili.
Oh,
Okay, so how was that?
That sounds good. Yeah.
interesting.
Delicious.
Oh, well, that's
Oh,
good.
good. Okay.
I think-
Well, so you are a good cook.
Marjorie helped me.
That's okay, though.
Truth be told.
I was finna make a huge mistake.
Oh. Team Harvey, it's all
Because I
good.
thought you made chili with chili powder. But you really got to have that chili seasoning in the pack, too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
and
helps.
you put.
You
I
want
was gonna
that
say you
pack.
should put. Yeah.
Shirley, Shirley,
I know how to make chili. I do.
Shirley. I don't
I
know
do.
why
I'm
you
from
talking.
Chicago.
Shirley.
I know how
Shirley.
to make chili. Steve, you talked about how you could cook, and now you discovered you can't.
I can't cook the stuff I really love.
I know how to make chili. Thank you.
Okay, when we come back, Shirley, you're going to tell us how to make chili.
Okay.
And don't leave that butter out.
I know. You know you got to put some butter in there.
Got to put that butter in there.
I didn't put none in there.
Mm. Tommy, you're going to have to help me. You know that.
No.
No, because he knows my recipe.
No. What?
He does. He asked me for it a million times. Junior,
What?
you do too. I gave it to you too.
Tommy asked you for your chili recipe.
Tommy, you're being awfully
What?
quiet tonight.
You better step up, T. What?
Yes.
All right, well, we come back.
Chili,
Hey,
Steve.
we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Get your pens, get your iPhones out. Shirley's going to verbally tell us how to make chili when we come back.
Oh, if I can remember.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, we back, y'all. I'm handling this from here. We left on a note that I could not believe.
But it's
Shirley
true.
said that she could make chili. And then I said, well, you going to take us after the break. She said, Tommy going to help me. Tommy going to help you. Because Tommy used my recipe before. I've never heard of anyone asking Shirley for a recipe to a damn thing.
Steve, that doesn't mean it doesn't happen
Shirley,
just because you
how
haven't heard it.
do you make
Okay,
chili?
I make it with ground turkey. I brown the ground turkey in the skillet. Okay, I always cook with butter, so I use butter. I use the chili packets. You know, I put that in there. I mix the hot and the mild because I don't like it really, really hot. I do like a kick. I use chili powder. I use cayenne pepper. Not a lot of salt because the chili pack has the salt. I use butter. I use kidney beans. I chop up the onions and the.
Oh, sure.
I haven't made it in so long because it gives. Ernesto gets heartburn, so he can't eat tomatoey stuff.
Well, ain't he lucky?
Let's see, stewed tomatoes.
There you go.
And yes, the beans, the onions, chili powder, cayenne pepper.
All right,
butter,
y'all, we'll be back. Well, I
butter.
don't believe this.
I promise you.
We'll be
Tommy
back.
will tell you. Junior will tell you. Both of them have my chili
right
recipe.
Back.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, here we are, another day. Yesterday, the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, started to open it up on Friday. It'll start opening up hair salons, barber shops, nail salons, bowling alleys, I think churches with social distancing, estheticians, the people who take care of your skin, massages, people who give
What
massages.
good is your skin if you did?
Seriously, man.
And then on Monday, it'll be restaurants and theaters. So
Theater?
Yeah.
Movie theaters.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna go watch a movie with? Well, how many people fit in the theater? 200,
You know what,
300?
Tommy? Seriously, I know you're asking a really serious question here, and you would think that you wouldn't have to ask a question like that, but in this case you do, because there will be people, just like when the Florida governor opened up the beaches, right, Steve? All those people were out there. You think people aren't going to be going to the hair salons and nail salons? That's the crazy part.
Because you know why? People have had enough of this. I'm tired of being in this house.
Cabin
And that's
fever.
what this is.
Just starting to crack.
And they're trying to do something for the economy. But listen to me. Here's the problem with it. I got you tired of being in the house. But the mayor of Atlanta was on television last night talking to Chris Cuomo. And she has a great relationship with the governor. And Chris Cuomo asked her, did the governor confer with her? She said, let me be clear. The governor does not have to confer with me about this because he is the governor. But no, he didn't confer with me. But she's saying, what good does it do if we get on the other side of this and you ain't here?
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because she initially said May 13th. I think she wanted the city to stay closed. Mayor Keisha Lance
You
Pullen.
got here's what I don't understand. We don't have enough testing. We don't have testing sites.
No.
People who think they have to stay home.
Right.
You know, I mean, this is ridiculous.
We ain't
If
got
you
no
do have a
vaccine.
case of it, you may not have a bed for you.
Right.
So I don't understand the rush in getting this open. So what I want to say
The rush is money.
to our listeners, be smart here, man. Use your God-given common sense.
Tell them, Steve. Yeah.
Just because they say you free to go bowling and go to a movie, man, don't take your ass down there.
To go
You
bowling,
don't know who down there.
to get your hair done, your nails done. That's not social distancing, and so far that's all we have that really works. Because you're right, we don't have a vaccine. They're still working on that. There's not a cure yet. Coming up, our last break of the day. Please stay home and stay safe, people. And we'll have some closing remarks from Steve Harvey at 49 minutes after, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here we are, our last break of the day.
It's the last break of the day.
Between you and Jay. All right, so Steve, there you have it. I can cook. See there? I gave you my chili recipe. I hope you wrote the ingredients down.
Shirley, you act like cooking chili is hard.
For
I
her,
hope you wrote the
I didn't-
ingredients
For
down.
her?
No, I don't. No, not at all. He asked me, and I told him.
I've been sitting
Steve, I
next to
make
this
a
woman
lot of stuff.
20 years
You never heard
and
us talk
have
about chili?
never heard anybody ask you for a bite or nothing.
Well, that doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
A taste, piece of
good,
cake.
though. I
Shirley,
gotta
you
be
got
honest,
any more of
chili-
that? Nothing.
Because I don't cook a lot.
Man,
I
come
don't
on,
cook a lot. It's not one of my favorite things to do, but when I cook, I cook.
What do
That's
you
it.
like
Right,
to
Shirley.
cook though? If you had to, if you had to choose, what's something?
Oh,
you
I cook a lot. I cook an entire Thanksgiving dinner every
Do you like
Thanksgiving.
doing that?
Once I'm
Hell
into
no,
it.
it ain't but once a year.
Once a year,
You
Thanksgiving.
want to
dinner.
try something for somebody
know how
to
to
do it
cook.
once a year?
Really good dressing, mac and cheese.
Well,
I know how to do all
Thanksgiving
that.
is hard to do because you don't cook that kind of food.
I don't believe it.
Once a year.
Well, I'll invite you
I don't
over.
know about your
Oh, I'm not coming to your house.
I make
At
good mac
Thanksgiving
and
ain't but once a
cheese.
year. I'm not coming to nobody's house
You're not
once
gonna
a
risk
year.
Okay, we don't
and
have to
run
get
the
mean
risk.
and nasty about
I'm
it.
not
It's
doing that.
okay.
I just don't ask me to come to
Yeah.
your house for the one damn day. Pick another day.
No,
You know,
that's
like
the
2
only
weeks
day I
before
cook.
Thanksgiving.
Halloween.
Ain't nobody.
Halloween.
Yeah.
She can make chili for Halloween. For the fall. That's what
All
All right, let's
Halloween
go with your
chili.
closing remarks. How about that?
Well, it's about chili.
Okay, good.
Now, you know, when we talk about this thing, I have tried really hard not to make this show a COVID-19 information center. But as this thing has gripped us, we are compelled to be more than just entertaining at times. Because this problem is hitting us in a way that's in a disparaging numbers. Based on a percentage of African American and poor people in this country, we are disproportionately being hit by the number of cases and deaths. And it is because, man, we are so uninformed. It is amazing, man, the things we will do to ourselves. We cannot expect to be able to sit back and blame anyone for this. I got that we have troubles with fresh foods in the neighborhood. I got that we have less opportunities because there are less jobs in these hoods. I got all of that. What that got to do with staying home and washing your hands? It's nothing. It has nothing to do with it, man. We have got to save ourselves here. This is about us, man, saving ourselves. The cavalry is not coming over the hill. Even if they come up with all these testing centers, how many of them you really think gonna be in the hood? How many you really think? You know where? Because they're gonna take the money and they're gonna put it where they get the most tax dollars from. And it ain't ever the hood. Listen to me. If they don't give us enough adequate teachers, if they don't equip the teachers in our neighborhoods with adequate supplies, books, and desks, what make you think they finna give you all the tests and all the medical attention you need? Are you kidding me? We having a tough enough time just getting the government to help those that are less fortunate with just basics. Now you asking for some medical attention. What? You want a bed? Excuse me? You want preferential treatment because you're sicker than somebody? Please, that's not how this country's built, y'all. Stop waiting on the cavalry to come over the hill. We got the same God we've been depending on. And even in that, he gives us wisdom. Wisdom to know what's smart. God has given us an amazing amount of stick-to-itiveness, an amazing amount of strength to overcome. We have overcome so much. We can overcome this with God's help, but we got to use our God-given common sense. Don't listen to this governor in Georgia talking about just get out and go on to the nail salons, barber shops, bowling alleys, and movie theater. Well, in Atlanta, who is that? I live in Atlanta. In Atlanta, Georgia, who is that? You know who that is? That's us. Go on out there, get yourself some fresh cases, take it back to the house, kill as many of y'all as can, because we're trying to have an election in November. And we don't really need y'all here pulling that lever, no way. Now, I'm not saying that's the reason they doing it at all, and I would not even want to put that out there as a potential theory, but just in my closing remarks, I'm just throwing it out. Just as some random, it might sound messy, but man, listen to me. I don't put nothing past nobody when it comes to taking care of myself and my family. I'm not going to let the governor of the state of Georgia talk me outside when I know good and heck well it ain't the smart thing to do. Anybody with any measure of sense would think, wait a minute, man, why are they opening up those types of places? Those ain't even essential places. Hold on, whoa. I think it's more essential to get an education than it is to get a haircut. But you ain't heard nothing about the schools opening because that would endanger all types of people. So let's just do nail shops, beauty salons, and barber shops. Who is this opening really for? Those are my closing remarks. Y'all be careful out there, man. Practice social distancing, man. Wash y'all's hands. Be careful, man. Don't listen to this governor. He tripping. He already said if he lets them out on Monday, there's going to be more cases. He's talking about you.
For all Steve Harvey contests, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Participants must be legal U.S. residents at least 18 years old unless otherwise stated. For complete contest rules, visit SteveHarveyFM.com.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.